Hello and welcome to the Home Care Millionaire Podcast, the show where compassion meets prosperity. I am Paul Tembunde alongside my beautiful wife Joan here. We're honored to be your hosts. Together, Joan and I have built a home care agency from a little over $12,000 credit card loan. Okay, some people called it a gamble at that time. We've built it into an eight-figure business serving thousands of families over the years. And now we're here to share the lessons, strategies, and the mindset shifts that help us get there so that you can too.
We launched this podcast because the home care industry is often misunderstood. Too many people don't see the sacrifices owners and their caregivers make every single day, or the powerful impact agencies have on seniors and their communities. And truthfully, we looked around and realized there were not many podcasts out there shining a light on this industry. So we felt called to create the Home Care Millionaire Podcast.
This podcast is designed for the purpose-driven provider, for those of you who feel called to care, but also want to build a thriving, sustainable business. Each week, we're going to share with you real-life stories, proven strategies, and powerful mindset shifts that will help you move from just surviving to thriving.
Absolutely. Our tagline says it best. Compassion is your calling, wealth is your reward. And here on the Home Care Millionaire Podcast, we're going to show you how to embrace both.
So get ready for inspiration, practical insights, and the encouragement you need to impact lives, build wealth, and create a legacy through your agency. So hit subscribe, folks. Join us on this journey to transform your business, your mindset, and your future. Welcome, folks, to the Home Care Millionaire Podcast. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Home Care Millionaire Podcast. Joan and I are truly honored to welcome our good friends, our neighbors, fellow home care owners who have been at this business for many, many, many years, serving the folks in their community and loving it. Folks with a great heart. I mean, JP and Karen are wonderful people, wonderful couple, just wonderful people, and people that really care. I mean, when you see people who are in this business for the right reasons, these folks are. I mean, don't you think so, Joan?
Absolutely.
I think, yeah. So we're excited. You want to go introduce them, Joan?
Yeah, so we're excited to hear from you, your story, and all the wisdom that you bring into home care, the home care industry. So let's get started here with some intriguing questions as we pull out some nuggets from Karen and JP today.
Yeah, so we're gonna JP and Karen, we're gonna just ask you how you got started. I mean, because everyone gets into this industry, from different backgrounds, different reasons why they get in, and all of that. I mean, Joan and I got in because we just we love to serve. That's number one, and I know you guys love to serve. I already know that, but. John and I love to serve, and one to be able to control a little bit. We're working too much. We felt at that time, we felt like we had corporate jobs, but we're working too hard. And I said, wait a minute, I'm working too hard. I only got 2 weeks vacation. How about if I work harder and I can take as much time as I'd like to at some point, right? Not initially, at least, but at some point. So yeah, that was a big thing for us. We wanted to just control our own destiny, serve. Want to be in something. We felt that whatever we're gonna do. Want to do something that we could serve people. I'll tell you what, this industry, what we do, as you know, is all about that, isn't it? So how did you guys get in? How did you guys fall in love with what we're all doing together here to serve people, seniors?
Well, first, I want to thank Paul, you and Joan for having us on today. It's a great opportunity to talk about what we love, and that is service, like as you mentioned, whether it's through servant leadership in our office or our team, or it's just serving our clients, care recipients and their family. It really is the heart of what we love and enjoy about what we do. When I was a kid, we would make fun of one another and you'd say, it takes one to know one. So I want to turn that back on you in a positive way and say that, knowing you and Joan for as long as I have, the selflessness is clearly apparent in your agencies and how you run, how you treat your employees, how you take care of your clientele. So
thank you, JP.
I really appreciate the recognition, and I want to put that back to you guys as well.
Like you said, takes one to know one. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's a great stage we have, and it's a great opportunity to bring some beauty in difficult moments for others. Whether it's looking at that movie Silver Lining Playbooks or other ideas where we're always trying to find the bright side of things. There's a lot of beauty in the moments that we provide, even though there's some struggles going on there with the families and their loved ones at the same time. You asked about how I got involved, and I kind of, we all have our own unique ways that we got in, right? For me, I think that I had previous work experience in the healthcare field, working as a provider contractor for different organizations that were building up their own doctor roles so that they could send their members to see and receive services. And I was doing that in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, a little bit of New Jersey as well, and upstate New York to some degree. And I kind of moved down into Maryland for that, to work with a major carrier and to contract physicians for their health network. And really wasn't feeling the fulfillment I was looking for. It was kind of similar to you said. I was doing a lot of this and wasn't really seeing internally the results I wanted to, or that success that I wanted. At that time, my mom, who uniquely works with Visiting Angels since 1998 as a caregiver.
Great lady. Great lady, by the way. Great lady.
Absolutely.
We love her.
I'm very blessed. My mom is a wonderful, true angel in every sense of the word. And it was kind of my family, if I can digress a little bit, it was my family upbringing that really led to home care, coupled with where I was in life.
Okay.
We always took care of our own at home. My great-grandparents both passed away in the same house that my grandmother and grandfather passed away in.
Wow.
Still the same house that my mom and dad live in today.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So that idea of home care was in our Glynn family household long before we even, kind of knew there was a name for it.
Wow.
And my mom selflessly took care of both of my father's parents, her grandfather first, as he passed away in the early 90s. And then my grandmother, my Nan, who passed away in the late 90s. Yeah. And it was after she passed away that Connie went to work for Larry.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So fast forwarding to around 2009, and I'm transitioning out of a short time in the U.S. Army, and I'm moving to Maryland in the next few months. And Connie asks me if I would like to work with the Visiting Angels as an on-call after hours.
Yeah.
So we, of course, went ahead. I said yes to that, and that was my first taste, I think, of talking with clients.
Yes.
And the caregivers, and really enjoying the caregivers, their sense of humor, and their professionalism as well. And it was in 2013 when I was really looking for something new that my mother, Connie, had suggested that there was open territory.
There you go.
In Maryland, and that was when I decided that this was everything led up to this reason, to this point for a reason, and I decided to make that move then.
Wow. Congrats. By the way, thank you again, JP, for your service.
Yeah.
You serve the country we all love and cherish, and thank you for that.
It was my great honor and blessed to have had the opportunity.
Yes. Wow. That is good. By the way, I got to say, Mom was awesome. I mean, I got to say, she was always smiling, always helpful, right, John?
Always willing to help.
Always willing to help.
Yep.
I mean, your mom is, I tell you, those are the folks that when we got started, she was one of the few, because corporate was pretty small back then too, as you can imagine. And so we knew everyone, right? We knew everyone. So she knew everyone. I mean,
she did, and she knew you all. She knew, she's like, Paul and Joan are down there, and I'm like, this is great.
Great lady. Awesome. Yes, great. Wow. That is awesome. I like you. So that's interesting, so you got in, saw how it was, and things were, and then you decided to get in. That's wonderful. And so far,
I was just going to add that starting in as a care coordinator or on-call staff, man, what a better way. I think that's the best way you got in, because you saw the challenges firsthand and still made the decision.
Yes.
You still made the decision to get your own office, to get into the industry, So I really applaud you for that.
Thank you, Joan. I appreciate it. And I think, along with our willingness, all of us, our willingness to serve, I think there's something about the activity, there is no standard day in what we do, right? I mean, every individual is unique and every circumstance unique to that point in time.
Yes.
So it really is the ultimate in problem solving and handling challenges to bring about that best care result.
Yes, yes.
So what were your early years like?
Why? Well, I mean, I appreciate you have to ask that question because this is a podcast, but Joan, you and Paul, thank you both because you were a very big part of my early years.
Oh.
Can't thank you all enough for the way you welcomed us into Maryland and the way you helped me learn what I was doing. As I look back now, I was quite young and quite green. And, you think you know what you're doing. You think you know what you're talking about. And I look back now and wow, I mean, what I didn't know could fill the Grand Canyon, right? But
I remember before I came on full time with Visiting Angels, I remember him coming home and talking about this amazing couple, Paul and Joan. Oh, I can't wait till you meet them. And they're just amazing and talking about you two so much. I remember that very distinctly.
Thank you again, Karen and JP, for this. Like I said, this JP, we were just as green. I'll tell you. Joan and I were just as green. We all started someplace, right? Yeah. What it said the big shot is a little shot who just kept on shooting, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. Yeah, so we all listen. And I think JP and Karen, I think that's the beauty of what we do. That's the beauty of the franchisor that we're part of. I think, the fact that there's so much support. If you reach for it. I mean, yesterday I had a call. I'll just share this again a little bit. I should talk about the strength of the franchisor that we're all part of. This guy called me. He's from Ohio. He called me on my cell phone yesterday. He goes, Paul, I'm looking to. I bought another office. And so I'm being challenged. I'm using some software. What do you do in terms of software? Do you have to run it out of, do you have to different software over there? Do you have to manage it separate? How do you do it? And we're able to talk through it. I gave him some ideas of what we do. I said, well, we just have a satellite office, run everything out of one. We may have a couple of people in that satellite office, but run everything out of one just so it's easier to manage, right? And so that's all his problem. When I say that, I speak to the strength of what we as franchisees benefit from. I mean, I know I've leaned on you several times, JP, on hey, you help here, whatever. We've done that, and that's the strength of what we do here. We help one another. We helped you, someone else helped us. You've come back to help us many times. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the beauty of it all. We're stronger as a group, I think. And it's just and it just elevates what we do. I mean, and I learned, and I'm sure you guys being in service, I know you've done this. When you take your eyes off of yourself and put it on other people, which is what we do every day, you're gonna get paid back. I believe that 100%.
You're so right.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we do, Karen, isn't it? I mean, that's what we do every day.
Oh yeah.
It strikes me as you say that that we're in the business of helping people, right? But as I really look back, and we are now we're through 10 years. And
wow, way to go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a really, really great milestone to hit. And as I look back and reflect about things, we're in the business of helping these clients that call us. I got to be honest, through their experiences and my interactions with them and our team, I feel like it's myself that's really kind of gained. I've become a better person. I look at things differently. 100%. I'm a better leader. I'm all these ways from a selfish standpoint, I've gained because of all that they've taught me. My staff is incredible. Our nurses that, have these experiences.
Wow.
Our 3 nurses probably have a combined over 60 years experience, maybe 80 years experience in providing care to seniors. And it's just, it's a joy to learn every day. And I feel like I'm the one truly benefiting, even though we're, behind the heart is us to provide service.
Yeah, that is awesome. I think, Karen, I'm going to just add to this also. I think that humility is what is part of your success, JP and Karen. See, you're so humble. I mean, you're a servant leader is what I'm gathering here. I mean, am I wrong here, Karen? That's what I'm saying.
No,
guys.
not at all.
It's definitely an honor to be a part of these individuals' lives that we help. We try to make better, try to allow or assist people with aging in home if that's what they wanted to do. We cared for my father before he passed, and that was when I came on full time. Then I took 2 weeks off, and I hadn't experienced this side of it. So I talk about my dad a lot and how, our family set us up for success. it was very humbling in that regard. And I talk about him in almost every family that I go out and meet with. And
There you go.
it is
There
very
you go.
humbling, and it just makes you value the relationship, the family relationship. And I learn things every time, every family I go out to. And sometimes I get in a little trouble for taking too long, but I like to hear those stories and provide that support. And if people want to cry and all those, everything, I want to make sure everybody feels good and all their questions are answered. And I guess it's kind of just making sure everybody feels like they're making the right decision and going the right direction and feel good when I, do end up leaving the home to work on other things and set that up. I don't know if
In fact,
have
I was
shared
just-
with you. Oh, I'm sorry, please.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, Karen, that it puts the personal in personal home care, doesn't it?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
I mean, I say it puts the personal in personal care, isn't it? Doesn't
Yes, it really
I mean,
does.
it? Because you think about it, you took care of your grandfather or your father, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
You get that passed, you provide. I mean, that's personal. I mean, the last thing that JP, thing that once you get out there, you talk from your heart. When you talk to these folks from your heart, you're not selling a soap or whatever. I mean, soap is fine. You can sell that too. But I'm just saying, when you talk to these people from your heart, what you did for dad, how we took care of dad. I mean, if this is good enough for dad, it's good enough for you. You see what I'm saying?
And I stand by. I stand by that. I wouldn't hire anybody that I wouldn't let take care of my father. We still have some caregivers that did, even though that time was a little bit of a blur for me, to be very honest. But they allowed us to be family.
There you go.
And that time you spend with them, Karen, it's part of the compassion, right? It's part of that trust, building the relationship, which is really key in what we do. Okay? Because they want to trust you to provide their loved ones for you to care for. Because honestly, it's not easy to invite a stranger in your home to provide the level of care that we provide. So that time is valuable time that you're spending with them to build that relationship, to assure them, share those stories, like Paul said, put the personal back in personal care. It really helps a lot to build that relationship. And then not just to start the service or start the care, but also to retain, right? Because now that they trust you, they can walk through the kinks with you. They can walk through the challenges with you.
Wow. That is
Having said challenges, what are some of the challenges you face maybe starting out or even during this past 10 years, right? And how did you work around them, or how did you manage them?
I think the main challenge kind of lies in that main emphasis of what's so great about our service, right? We're relationship driven. So that can also at the same time become the biggest hurdle. Some people, are very concerned. They may have been taken advantage of before. There's a real feeling of fear, right? In some of the current situations that our care recipients and their clients' families may face, whether it's the unknown of cognitive decline or whether it's the fear of being alone during a fall. Those things are real, and they weigh heavily not on that person's conscience, but then how they interact with their loved ones as well. It could make them short with them. It could hurt and damage that. So for us, back to what you were saying, we don't sell, right? And that's one of the beautiful things about what we do, in a sense, is that I'm just there. I'm there for people. And the first thing that we get to do, which is wonderful, is yes, I make my money when I put a caregiver in the home to take care of a care recipient. Yes, that's how our agency makes money, and it stays open. But what we are is we're free community educators. We're there to give all the resource and all the help and all the knowledge and information we have from our experiences to those that are facing challenges and need something to sound off of or to build a plan off of, right? So it's the coolest thing in the world. I really get to go out there. I don't have to worry about turning a client over. I don't have to worry about making that sale. I can worry about that person's true health and well-being because I'm not motivated by anything other than that.
JP and Karen, that is powerful because you're looking out for number one. That's the client.
And if you look after your caregivers and the top of your pyramid, if you just spend time looking out for people, that's how you become successful. And that to me is the coolest thing about what I get to do, is that I succeed when I make others succeed and then I make others in a better position than they are now. And I can't think of a better way to sleep at night.
Wow. I got to tell you, JP and Karen, that's servant leadership. You've inverted the triangle is what you've done.
Yeah. And Paul, it's funny because people don't often think about this, especially if they have no prior military experience, and I don't have a lot. I was in for a very, very short period of time. It's truly my brothers and sisters that spent a lot of years in that service that I am so just respectful and have so much honor for. But in the short time that I was in there, I did learn that, that servant leadership exists in that realm. It must exist in that realm, or that realm is weak.
Yes.
If you are not there to serve those soldiers that, you oversee, that you're part of that team, and you don't make sure they have everything that they need to be successful in the mission, then it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
We don't have wipes. We don't have gloves. Our caregivers, our clients and care recipients can't get proper hygiene, and our caregivers can't provide proper care.
That's true.
And there's so many more examples of that in home care along the way.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's the foundation of this franchise, honestly, because I remember when we were looking, 24 years ago, this month. Yeah, we interviewed, several home care companies, franchisors,
yeah.
And when we met Larry and Jeffrey, we were just in awe, because for some, especially talking to those who are aspiring home care owners, the dollar sign is in front, and then of course the care, but their premise, their foundation was John Paul, just provide the care,
do the
work, provide the level of care that you need to provide, and the money will come. And that's what you guys stand for, just knowing that you have to be there for your clients, be there for those families, make a difference in the community, in your caregivers, your employees, and then the rest, it just everything falls in place.
But and listen, it falls into place there. It falls into place in life, in our communities, and everywhere else. If we would just stop and take a second to see how we could help our neighbor. It's political party aside. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the very thing of helping that person next to you who's in need, who you would love to help you if you were in that same position of need, right?
That's it.
One of my favorite things to do, I think, is when you see stranded motorists in the middle of the road, trying to get out and help push their car off the side of the road, right? Because it helps everybody.
It does.
But most people just drive by.
So
and that doesn't mean you have to stop for every broke down car, but use it as a metaphor and just remember that, the more we reach out and help others, the more others help us. And at the end of the day, as a Catholic man, I truly believe that God has put us here to spend this time on earth, helping one another, being part of one another, and loving one another.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I'm with you 100%, JP and Karen. It's about service. It's about caring. It's about showing that and doing the right thing. I mean, even especially when no one's watching, doing the right thing. Just do the right thing. Just do good by the customer. Do good by your employee. Do good by And I think that for those of us who've been in 10 years above, like you guys have, it shows. I mean, it shows. I mean, you honor your word. I mean, it's got to be something to your word. Where is integrity, right? I mean, I think those things all help. I think that if you approach it, and that's what we've always done it, and I'm sure that's what you guys have done too. When you come into what we do here with the belief that, hey, I want to do good, you get good out of it. I mean, because like I often say, I mean, slavery is gone, man. You're not gonna work for free, right? I mean, hey, I mean, so you're gonna get paid for what you do. It's a matter of just do the work right, treat these folks right, and we tell our team that all the time. Just do the right thing. Go out there and serve. Take care of this person as if they were your own loved one. Because once you do that, I mean, karma works, man. That thing does work. You're gonna get out. You're gonna get it back. Yeah,
it's true. Energy transfer exists. That is 100% correct.
Oh yeah, they feel it. I mean, a lot, and you gotta look at it also, JP and Karen. A lot of these clients also, folks, they have no family members. Some of them don't. We're their family. Their family.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what we put out there, what we sow into these people's lives during their time of need, because this is when they need us. We can show some empathy for these people. We can care for these people. Do the right thing. Like you said, JP, it's energy transfer. They feel it. They do feel it. Say something, Joe.
Yeah. What would you say has been the most important factor, or what that has contributed to your growth?
The amazing success, I might add.
I think first and foremost, what we just talked about, putting the caregivers at the top of my pyramid.
Okay.
From the business standpoint, it's greatly reduces our turnover. But more importantly, it's created an organization and an agency here that's truly rooted together in that mission to provide that care. Caregivers that help other caregivers with covering down on shifts, caregivers working together in the handoffs. We see that greatly, but we try to do things to promote that as well. Like we don't try to, you could always be like, hey, it's, 8:00 is the shift change. Why are you still clocked in at 8:04? Well, that's not where you want to spend your time and attention, right? You want to make sure that that's okay to have that little bleed. And if you got to credit an account or if you're going to take care of a client, however you're going to do it, it's about the time spent in making that handoff the most appropriate for the client's well-being, right? Again, putting the client and caregivers at the top and really making sure that the agency's here to serve both of those. And if we do that, then we're going to see that success. From a marketing standpoint, and I'm a marketing major from St. Joe's University in Philadelphia.
There you go. I love marketers.
Never die. But I would say that I'm a little different than a lot of people when it comes to marketing. And I am not as narrowly focused on the ROI aspect of marketing. I believe that there's a lost art to marketing that's often not talked about because it's hard to vocalize and impossible to track. What we do is unique home care.
Good.
For me, I believe that proving to the community that we are there, we're consistently present, is one of the greatest marketing strategies that I can employ. So when we finally emerged from COVID, I went back to what I was doing previous, which was to be present in the community for all marketing chamber meetings, small marketing groups, fellow business presentations, conferences, any public event where vendors were available, anything where people are, I was. Always there. If I missed one, you would have thought I was dead because people were blowing up my phone. Where are you? How come you're not at this? Usually it was, don't worry, I'm over here in this town doing this one instead. So for me, that was my strategy marketing wise, was to be ever present in the community. Now, listen, that doesn't work for everybody. And if you're in Philadelphia, that's going to be really difficult, right? I have a county that's a population of about 260,000 and a second county that's a population of about 160,000. So I'm in a smaller, more medium-sized market. And that presence is seen, noted, and talked about in our community. So for me, that was the strategy I thought that would be best for us to really get ourselves entrenched in the community and let people know that no matter what, Disney Angels will be there. Whether you need us or not, I'm there.
Wow.
You touched on two major key aspects that really promote growth, right? That retention is key because the industry, as you may know, retention rates are between 70 to 80%. I mean, turnover rates between 70 to 80%. So for caregivers. So if you have a good retention rate because of how you take care of your caregivers, you prioritize care of your caregivers. I mean, that goes a long way because guess what? There's continuity of care. You have satisfied clients. There's repeat business. And then that presence in the community. What does that do to the trust factor? It increases, it solidifies, your presence in the community. There's more trust. And of course, people do business with people they like and trust. Well done, JP and Karen.
That's a great strategy, I got to say. I mean, and Karen, JP, I like the strategy a lot. I mean, that is really just being out there, being out there, so they know that you're part of the community, it makes a big difference. Let me just throw this in there too. I mean, I know you guys have had so much success. Would you mind sharing a couple of them with us just as we close out our time today together?
A couple of successful stories?
Yeah. Success you've had, that have success in your agency, in the course of the time you've been, doing this. What are some things you might want to highlight in terms of successes? I know the whole thing about going to the community is one of them, but what are some, if I maybe add maybe some nuggets you may want to leave us with? How about that?
No, I love what you're saying. For me, some of the successes have been watching the expansion, having going from one small little 800 square foot office and chasing also my next door neighbor and having a hole, into their wall was great. And I didn't chase him out, but to acquire more space, and to grow and then to see we're serving more people. Wow. And to hit those things, I think, was the best. My most favorite thing, I think, that's on the front of my brain now is the new program that we're putting in place called our Guardian Angel program.
Oh, wow. Way to go.
It's if you've seen Sensi out there, and if you've seen the wonderful talk about what that system can do, we've teamed that up with our own care. And our agency is 24/7 in the fact that there's always a human being on my team, my agency team, that is monitoring what is going on, is available to talk to clients, care recipients, or whoever needs to be talked to. We have live human being answering our phone 24/7 as well. You don't leave a message with our agency. This is not the business. We're leaving a message we believe is really that should be the case. So you get a live human being to receive your call, and it immediately alerts our staff agency during regular business hours and after if we need to. So we're really in tune to that. And this Guardian Angel program we have is using modern day AI technology.
Okay.
And our 24/7 in-person monitoring to really provide a true safety net for clients, whether we are there 24/7 or we're there 12 hours a week. We have this system that allows us to catch up some things. I'll give you a great win. The first win we had was a wonderful client of ours who I've really become close to. He's a veteran as well, but he lived by himself.
Okay.
And the building he lived in had about 6 or 8 other units in it. And they all bought the units at the same time about 40 years ago. They were all the same age, and now they're all in need of care. So they really can't help one another.
Yeah.
So our system alerted to a fall in our client's home, and it was a really bad fall.
Oh, no.
We could hear it. So we immediately, on his behalf, called 911, and I sent Karen over to his apartment, and EMS had beat us there, but we were able to get him that care and coverage that he wasn't going to be able to call himself and provide that assistance. Same system gave us an alert for another client where it was 173% cough increase.
Whoa.
And we were able to recommend they go see their doctor, and they got on broad spectrum antibiotics and potentially beat a hospitalization for pneumonia or an upper respiratory infection.
Wow.
Right? Wow. Which we all know then goes to the 3-week rehab stay, which may or may not include rehab, which then has a weaker human being coming home who may or may not be ready to come home, or if they are, maybe on a much lower plateau than they were before.
Wow.
So that's what I'm most excited about now. I mean, there's been so many things. We would need another, few segments.
No, this is good. Great. By the way, continuous success, JP. That is awesome, man. Especially as you go out in the community, I'm sure you're going to put it out there so folks are aware of it, know about it, because it could serve so many other people.
Right? Yes. We've been doing a lot of free presentations about it and what it can do. And we're even looking at offering it as we are now to solo individuals who may not be ready for our care yet. One of the great hidden beauties I see in it is we can protect our clients' dollar with this. And I think that's really important because let's say you got a family, right? And you start off and you're providing 20 hours or 24 hours of care every week, right? In the very beginning. But let's just say that you had something that showed you a report or information that said, you know what, they'd be fine with 12 hours, right? Now there's a big chunk of money that can actually really add up and then be used later on when it might be more relevant or more usefully spent for the situation at hand, as opposed to shelling it out in the beginning and then being short of the resources you need when things get worse.
That's true. Wow.
So putting our clients first, this system helps me do that. It helps me be proactive instead of fully reactive, and I can now guide their dollars through the process and make sure. And we've built it into our standard of care
Oh, wow.
So that it's not an increased cost of service. If you have our minimums, you get our Guardian Angel program with you for the other remaining hours.
Wow.
And that to me, that was a must. Now there's business strategy behind it, but it's very simple principle for me. The way it squares is that my role is to do the best I can in providing, as my mission statement is, the most compassionate and dignified home care. Short, sweet, simple.
Yes. I love it.
I have to give this system with our service if I really believe that statement, and if I'm really going to live by that and square that away for myself, then this has to be the new way of care. So this is it, and we're not looking back.
Wow, congrats. Well, I know you're a couple of your word. I mean, so just when you put it, and that's what it's all about. It's it's a whole thing. They say integrity. I mean, it's who you are. It's who you guys are. You guys are. You love. You want to serve you. You want the best for your clients. And that's what John and I always look at things, and they say, what's good for the customer? What's good for the client? What's good for the senior? What's good for the team member? And that's what this is all about. So this is awesome. Congrats again to your continued success. Congrats.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Joan.
That speaks a lot about you both.
Yes.
In a world where we seek control, we often overlook the one thing we can control the most is who we are and what we do. If we really are seeking that control, I think that's where we all need to start looking first.
Yeah,
that's deep, JP.
Yeah,
that is deep.
You're so true. Look in the mirror. You're right. I mean, you're right. I mean, I can't. There's no way I can top that. Thank you, Joy.
I'm so thankful for the opportunity to speak with you both.
Again, I mean, once after we're gonna probably have you guys come back and tell us some more about the Guardian Angel program.
Yes,
I'm delighted to share this with people because it really is. It's going to spread like wildfire through Maryland for all those in need, and it's going to be great. It'll be wonderful.
Good deal. Well, thank you, JP. Thank you, Karen. I mean, I think, we know you run a very big business, successful business, and your time is precious. So we thank you for being here. I think we'll call it a day today right now. Yes. Is that correct, John? We thank you guys so much for taking the time. Again, like I said, out of your busy day. I mean, I know that you have squeezed time to make this possible, but I think that our audience is going to be very thankful for what you've done. It's the service that you guys have been providing for years and years. You guys come from a service family. And this is just an extension of that. We thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Joan. Take care of yourselves. I can't wait to see you again soon.
Definitely.
Good deal. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye now.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Home Care Millionaire Podcast. We hope you found inspiration, encouragement, and practical tools you can apply right away in your own journey. Our mission is simple, folks, to shine a light on the incredible impact that home care owners and their caregivers make every single day, and to give you the mindset, strategies, and faith-filled wisdom to build both purpose and prosperity.
Because here is what we believe. Compassion is your calling, wealth is your reward. If this episode spoke to you, we'd love for you to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like more resources or have questions for Paul and I, just head over to askjoanandpaul.com. We'll be honored to connect with you there.
Until next time, folks, remember, you have what it takes to build wealth, create freedom, and leave a legacy through your agency. We're here cheering you on every step of the way. Bye for now.